God is my life, I have no life but His. God is my life, I have no life but His. What is forgiveness? What is forgiveness? Forgiveness recognizes what you thought your brother did to you has not occurred. God is my life, I have no life but His. God is my life, I have no life but His. God is my life, I have no life but His. God is my life, I have no life but His. Well, thank you all for joining me out here on, what's the name of this lake? Wister Lake, dammed up Poteau River in Oklahoma, down near Poteau, Oklahoma. And I'm Miracle Willie, forgiveness teacher from the Ozarks, here on lesson 223, Saturday, August the 10th of 2024. And it says of our lesson, lesson 223, God is my life. I have no life but His. I was mistaken when I thought I lived apart from God, a separate entity that moved in isolation, unattached and housed within a body. Now I know my life is God's. I have no other home, and I do not exist apart from Him. He has no thoughts that are not part of me, and I have none but those which are of Him. God is my life. I have no life but His. And the prayer says, Our Father, let us see the face of Christ instead of our mistakes. For we are your holy sons. For we who are your holy sons are sinless. We would look upon our sinlessness, for guilt proclaims that we are not your son, and we would not forget you longer. We are lonely here and long for heaven, where we are at home. Today we would return. Our name is yours, and we acknowledge that we are your son. God is my life. I have no life but His. And what is forgiveness? Well, forgiveness recognizes what you thought your brother did to you has not occurred. It does not pardon sins and make them real. It sees there was no sin, and in that view are all your sins forgiven. What is sin except a false idea about God's Son? Forgiveness merely sees its falsity and therefore lets it go. What then is free to take its place is now the will of God. An unforgiving thought is one which makes a judgment that it will not raise to doubt, although it is not true. The mind is closed and will not be released. The thought protects projection, tightening its chains so that distortions are more veiled and more obscure, less easily accessible to doubt and further kept from reason. What can come between a fixed projection and the aim that it has chosen as its wanted goal? An unforgiving thought does many things. In frantic action, it pursues its goal, twisting and overturning what it sees as interfering with its chosen path. Distortion is its purpose and the means by which it would accomplish it as well. It sets about its furious attempts to smash reality without concern for anything that would appear to pose a contradiction to its point of view. Forgiveness, on the other hand, is still and quietly does nothing. Forgiveness doesn't have to do anything. Forgiveness, on the other hand, is still and quietly does nothing. It offends no aspect of reality, nor seeks to twist it to appearances it likes. It merely looks and waits, and judges not. He who would not forgive must judge, for he must justify his failure to forgive. But he who would forgive himself must learn to welcome truth exactly as it is. Do nothing then, and let forgiveness show you what to do. Through him who is your guide, your Savior and Protector, strong in hope and certain of your ultimate success. He has forgiven you already, for such is his function given him by God. Now must you share his function, and forgive whom he has saved, whose sinlessness he sees, and whom he honors as the Son of God. God is my life. I have no life but his. And in our introduction, let's read paragraph 2 again. Now we attempt to let the exercise be merely a beginning. Now we attempt to let the exercise be merely a beginning. For we wait in quiet expectation for our God and Father. He has promised he will take the final step himself, and we are sure his promises are kept. We have come far along the road, and now we wait for him. We will continue spending time with him each morning and at night, as long as makes us happy. We will not consider time a matter of duration now. We use as much as we will need for the result that we desire, nor will we forget our hourly remembrance in between, calling to God when we have need of him, as we are tempted to forget our goal. So he still wants us to, every hour, find something to give thanks to God for, to call on him as needed, and then to have however much time you want, morning and evening, to sit in the quiet, hanging out with the idea, God is my life. I have no life but his. And what is forgiveness? Okay, no time set on it this time. The only time every hour he wants us to bring that to our memory. God is my life. I have no life but his. Okay, now in our text reading, we're ready for, in chapter 24, we'll finish the chapter, the goal of specialness, and section 7, the meeting place. And before we read it, let's see what's going on around the world. Celebrate Your Lakes Day. That was actually a New Hampshire holiday, but you know, anywhere I'm sitting on Wister Lake celebrating your lakes, which was dammed up the Poteau River. They say once you put your feet in the Poteau River, the local said that you don't ever leave this area. You'll come back. Keep coming back. International Biodiesel Day. Diesel made from plants and animal oils. International Vlogging Day. Share some video content online, like I'm doing. And let's see, what else? We got everything's going okay. Bowling Day. Duran Appreciation Day. And that's probably the English band, Duran, but it means in Spanish, La Duran is the heart of the hard, which is talking about a cliff in Oleana, Spain, which is 50-meter cliff, quite a climb. Garage Sale Day, Lazy Day, it is a nice day to relax. Model Aviation Day, Shapewear Day, S'mores Day for you people that like marshmallows, graham crackers, and chocolate. Probably not real healthy for you. Kids like them though, don't they? Over a fire, get your marshmallows and put your 2 layers of graham crackers over a piece of chocolate with your melted marshmallow in there, and then eat it like a little sandwich. The S'mores Day. Skyscraper Appreciation Day, and the tallest skyscraper in the world is in Dubai, and it's 2,716 feet tall, or 828 meters, 160 stories, and it's called the Burj Khalifa. Smithsonian Day, good day to go to a museum. Might be able to get in for one Smithsonian path, and you go into lots of different museums around the country. Spoil Your Dog Day, and World Lion Day. Your lions are the Panthera Leo of Africa and India. And then in edible landscaping, we've got the Regent Juneberry. And the Regent is Amelanchier alenifolia. And it says of the Regent is a hardy Juneberry bush from South Dakota. Very productive bush, has sweet blueberry-like fruits up to a ½ inch in diameter. Good red fall color, profuse white spring flowers, followed by bunches of fruit. Make this an all-season ornamental. Plant a row of this native plant for hedge effect. Zones 4 through 8. So it's not actually a blueberry, but blueberry-like. It's an Amelanchier genus, and it's an alenifolia species. Okay, so there you go. Now let's go take a look at our text reading. Take along with you. God is my life. I have no life but His. The meeting place. How bitterly does everyone tied to this world defend the specialness he wants to be the truth. His wish is law to him, and he obeys. Nothing his specialness demands does he withhold. Nothing it needs does he deny to what he loves. And while it calls to him, he hears no other voice. Doesn't hear the voice for God when you're listening to the voice of the ego, your specialness. No effort is too great, no cost too much, no price too dear to save his specialness from the least sight, the tiniest attack, the whispered doubt, the hint of threat, or anything but deepest reverence, sarcastically. This is your Son, beloved of you as you are of your Father. Yet it stands in place of your creations who are sons to you, that you might share the fatherhood of God, not snatch it from him. What is this Son that you have made to be your strength? What is this child of earth on whom such love is lavished? What is this parody of God's creation that takes the place of yours? And where are they now that the host of God has found another Son, whom he prefers to them? Of course, that's all sarcasm. Paragraph 2, speaking of course, it's the way the ego thinks. The memory of God shines not alone. What is within your brother still contains all of creation. Everything created and creating, born and unborn as yet, still in the future or apparently gone by. What is in him is changeless, and your changelessness is recognized in its acknowledgement. The holiness in you belongs to him, and by your seeing it in him returns to you. All of the tribute you have given specialness belongs to him and thus returns to you. All the love and care, the strong protection, the thought by day and night, the deep concern, the powerful conviction this is you, belongs to him. Nothing you gave to specialness but is his due, and nothing due him is not due to you. Paragraph 3. How can you know your worth while specialness claims you instead? How can you fail to know it is his holiness? Seek not to make your specialness the truth, for if it were, you would be lost indeed. Seek not to make your specialness the truth, for if it were, you would be lost indeed. Be thankful rather it is given you to seek his holiness, because it is the truth, and what is true in him must be as true in you. Ask yourself this: can you protect the mind? The body, yes, a little, not from time, but temporarily. And much you think you save, you hurt. What would you save it for? For in that choice lie both its health and harm. Save it for show, as bait to catch another fish, to house your specialness in better style, or weave a frame of loveliness around your hate, and you condemn it to decay and death. And if you see this purpose in your brothers, such is your condemnation of your own. Weave rather then a frame of holiness around him, that the truth may shine on him and give you safety from decay. Paragraph 5. The Father keeps what he created safe. You cannot touch it with the false ideas you made, because it was created not by you. Let not your foolish fancies frighten you. What is immortal cannot be attacked. What is but temporal has no effect. Only the purpose that you see in it has meaning, and if that is true, its safety rests secure. If not, it has no purpose and is means for nothing. Whatever is perceived as means for truth shares in its holiness, and rests in light as safely as itself. Nor will that light go out when it is gone. Its holy purpose gave it immortality, setting another light in heaven, where your creations recognize a gift from you, a sign that you have not forgotten them. 6. The test of everything on earth is simply this: what is it for? And remember that. The test of everything on earth is simply this: what is it for? The answer makes it what it is for you. It has no meaning of itself, yet you give reality to it according to the purpose that you will serve, Here you are but means along with it. God is a means as well as end. In heaven, means and end are one, and one with him. This is a straight state of true creation, found not within time, but in eternity. To no one here is this describable, nor is there any way to learn that what this condition means. Not till you go past learning to the given, not till you make again a holy home for your creations, is it understood. 7. A co-creator with the Father must have a Son, yet must this Son have been created like himself, a perfect being, all-encompassing and all-encompassed, nothing to add and nothing taken from, not born of size, nor place, nor time, nor held to limits or uncertainties of any kind. Here do the means and end unite as one, nor does this one have any end at all. All this is true, and yet it has no meaning to anyone who still retains one unlearned lesson in his memory, one thought with purpose still uncertain, or one wish with a divided aim. Paragraph 8. This course makes no attempt to teach what cannot easily be learned. This course makes no attempt to teach what cannot easily be learned. Its scope does not exceed your own, except to say that what is yours will come to you when you are ready. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Well, of course, the miracle says when you're ready, it'll become clear. And you'll probably have that happen in stages as you move along. I've been having that happen to me for 30 years now. When I'm ready, I get a new idea that I didn't understand before. Here are the means and the purpose separate because they were so made and so perceived, and therefore do we deal with them as if they were. It is essential to be kept in mind that all perception still is upside down until its purpose has been understood. Perception does not seem to be a means, and it is this that makes it hard to grasp the whole extent to which it must depend on what you see it for. Perception seems to teach you what you see, yet it but witnesses to what you taught. Catch that. Perception seems to teach you what you see, yet it but witnesses to what you taught. It is the outward picture of a wish, an image that you wanted to be true. The whole world arose from your inner wishes. Paragraph 9. Look at yourself, and you will see a body. Look at this body in a different light, and it looks different. And without a light, it seems that it is gone. Yet you are reassured that it is there because you still can feel it with your hands and hear it move. Here is an image that you want to be yourself. It is the means to make your wish come true. It gives the eyes with which you look on it, the hands that feel it, and the ears with which you listen to the sounds it makes. It proves its own reality to you. Paragraph 10. Thus is the body made a theory of yourself, with no provisions made for evidence beyond itself, and no escape within its sight. Its course is sure when seen through its own eyes. It grows and withers, flourishes and dies, and you cannot conceive of you apart from it. You brand it sinful, and you hate its acts, judging it evil. Yet your specialness whispers, "Here is my own beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." Now, of course, this is a parody of the ego, talking about the way that Jesus was spoken to when he was at his baptism by the Father. Well, but this is the ego's renditioning of this. And it says that you cannot conceive of you apart from it. You brand it sinful and you hate its acts, judging it evil. Yet your specialness whispers, "Here is my own beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." Thus does the, in quotes, Son become the means to serve his, in quotes, Father's purpose. Not really his Father, but you know, the ego is the father of the body, is the way that the ego wants you to think of it. Thus does the, in quotes, Son become the means to serve his, in quotes, Father's purpose. Not identical, not even like, but still a means to offer to the, in quotes, Father what he wants. Such is the travesty on God's creation. For as his Son's creation gave him joy and witnessed to his love and shared his purpose, so does the body testify to the idea that made it and speak for its reality and truth. And the last paragraph, 11, which will finish this section and the chapter. And thus are two sons made, and both appear to walk this earth without a meeting place and no encounter. You got the son of the ego, the body, and the Son of the Father, which is your eternal self. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. You're the Holy Son of God himself. One do you perceive outside yourself, your own beloved Son. The other rests within, his Father's Son within your brother as he is in you. Their difference does not lie in how they look, nor where they go, nor even what they do. They have a different purpose. It is this that joins them to their like and separates each from all aspects with a different purpose. The Son of God retains his Father's will. The Son of Man perceives an alien will and wishes it were so. And thus does his perception serve his wish by giving it appearances of truth. Yet can perception serve another goal? It is not bound to specialness, but by your choice. And it is given you to make a different choice and use perception for a different purpose. And what you see will serve that purpose well and prove its own reality to you. Okay, let me get I think we're looking good on time. Let's go take a look again at the lesson once again, and then we'll close with our song. Peace to my mind, let all my thoughts be still. Well, no, that's lesson 221. And lesson 222 yesterday, God is with me, I live and move in him. But today's, God is my life, I have no life but his. I was mistaken when I thought I lived apart from God, a separate entity that moved in isolation, unattached and housed within a body. Now I know my life is God's. I have no other home and do not exist apart from him. He has no thoughts that are not part of me, and I have none but those which are of him. God is my life. I have no life but his. Our Father, let us see the face of Christ instead of our mistakes. For we who are your Holy Son are sinless. We would look upon our sinlessness, for guilt proclaims that we are not your Son, and we would not forget you longer. We are lonely here and long for heaven, where we are at home. Today we would return. Our name is yours, and we acknowledge that we are your Son. We are the Son of God. Okay, let me see if I can I think we're looking real good on time. I just don't want to, I like to close these about 25 minutes. I a lot of times go a lot longer, but I never go over 30 minutes. Okay, well, thank you for joining me here on the banks of Wister Lake, here in the Poto Hills in Oklahoma. Okay, let's make sure I get this song right. God is my life, I have no life but His. God is my life. I have no life but His. God is my life. I have no life but His. What is forgiveness? What is forgiveness? Forgiveness recognizes what you thought your brother did to you has not occurred. Forgiveness recognizes what you thought your brother did to you has not occurred. God is my life. I have no life but His. God is my life. I have no life but His. God is my life. I have no life but His. And our word for peace today is out of the Turkish language of Turkey, and it's Baris. So Baris be with you. Peace be with you. God is my life, and I have no life but His. And I thank God for this. I think it's a willow oak tree that I'm sitting under. Give me a little bit of shade out here on this hot afternoon on Wister Lake, Podo River. God is my life. I have no life but His. Baris.